again. I'm just popped into my shed to do a little bit of framing. I've got a picture that I've been meaning to frame for a while and just didn't get around to getting the right size. Let me show it. I tend to use fairly cheap frames, shop bought ones. That's deliberate because I have in the past spent quite a lot of money framing things up to my own style, and then when the person buys it, you have to add that cost on to them, and they don't always want the colour frame or the style frame that you've used. So I tend to use cheaper frames, so that mainly for packaging and display purposes, and then people can upgrade the frame at a later time. So it's this one here. This is acrylic painting on painting board, and it's of sunset at Wicken Fen, which is a nature reserve near us, with the starlings on. I've got a bigger version of this hanging in my living room. I'll show you that at another point. I'm really pleased with how that has come out, actually. That looks, sorry, I'm just going to get the glare off of it. Yeah, I think that looks fab. This is the problem with paintings rather than prints. When I do prints, there's always a spare one and you can keep it. When you do paintings, I kind of want to keep them all, but I can't. Good morning, it's the next day, it's Saturday now. I have spent the morning tidying up the spare bedroom. That's, you know, that post-Christmas, there's just stuff everywhere kind of thing. And I'm going to move in the cards and notebooks that need to go inside, because I've got some storage for those now, and do a bit of photography and open my Etsy shop. So that's my plan for the day. I've watched quite a lot of videos and I was a bit reluctant to use Etsy initially, because I just feel like your products kind of disappear and it's quite hard for, you know, if I was sort of just searching through, I think it would be hard for people to find me. But I thought I could use it as a landing page to link with my other socials, with this and with my Facebook and my Instagram page, just so that there are options for people. So that's the plan today, to get that all done. I'll try. It's still really frosty. I'm going to show you outside because it's so pretty this morning. Give me a second. You can see how pretty it is out there today. It's really frosty. It's Saturday the 4th maybe. Yeah, it's lovely out there, and there have been birds flitting around in this tree this morning. I think they might have all gone, but if you listen carefully you can hear them out there. That's one of my favourite things about being in this shed, is that you can hear the birds while you're working. It is freezing. I feel like that's all I'm going to be saying in these videos until the summer, when I'm saying how hot it is. It's really cold. I've been in, taken the cards in, had some lunch, and I didn't put a hat on when I came back out. But in other news, I did bring my slippers out, so that's good, because my husband pointed out that you could see his Vans on the last video. So I got caught out wearing his shoes out in the shed, so I brought my slippers out here because it's so cold under feet if you don't have something on. Very excitingly, I've just done my first Etsy listing. I'm going to get on and list my other greeting cards now, and then I'll have a look at postage and how much it might cost to list some paintings, or maybe some of my silkscreen prints, because they'll be easier to post and mail out. But yeah, I'm going to crack on and get the others listed. Okay, so I have listed those items on Etsy, the gift cards. I was about to say I've listed them on Vinted, I haven't done that. So they're all up and they're live now. I haven't like linked it to my socials or anything yet, but I will do that this evening. And now I'm going to write some lists for what videos I want to record, to give me a bit of a plan for what I'm going to do when. And I'm going to hide out in here for as long as I can, because there's a play date going on in the house and there's a lot of noise, so it's always good to hide in the shed where I can and pop an audiobook on. I've done a list of the videos and just sort of steps and things that I want to take over the next year, I wonder, maybe actually I'd do that as a video as well. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll add that to my list. Like my plans, my step by steps for the next 12 months. And I've just done a bit more on the hair, so I'll show you that before I head in. So there we go. I've just added the flowers in. What I do with these actually, so this is all just acrylic painted on, and then I like to add some stencils into some of my work. I don't do it with all of the paintings, but where I feel like it's appropriate. So this was stenciled on, and then I sort of repaint parts of it, and the same with the flowers. So the flowers actually is a reverse stencil, so the flowers aren't stenciled, it's the other bits that stenciled the outline, and then I paint the flowers. So that's how it goes with those bits. But I tend to only add that in certain paintings. I don't think I've got another one around to show you, but when we go through some of my other paintings I will show you what I mean, but I don't do that on all of them because I just don't think every painting needs it, but this one felt like it needed it. So in the evening I actually did this logo. I've used a painting that I've already developed and just added my name on, so that's going to be my Etsy sort of storefront thumbnail. Hello, it's the next day, it's Sunday now. Can you hear the rain? It's pouring today. We've gone from being icy and there was snow on the ground when we woke up, but now it's just miserable and rainy and pretty wet. Sorry, I just thought I saw something exciting in the garden. So today I am going to continue to work on the hair painting. I get so bored of me talking about the hair painting. And try and get that finished today, or as close as finished as I can, so that I'm happy with it. My sister is back from her holiday on Wednesday, so it'd be nice to have it ready to give her as a belated birthday present. And then the other job today is I want to try and get I've got some images that I've been working on my iPad for some more greeting cards, and I just need to get those finished so that I can get them sent off to the printers. They are the jobs for the day. I shouldn't call them jobs because it's kind of my hobby too, a bit fun, but that's the aim for the day. And then it's inside, get some washing and ironing and all those things done because school starts again tomorrow and got to make sure we're ready. Okay, I will try and do a time lapse. I've been doing time lapses and they've not been working, but I don't know why. I'm going to try and do one of me sorting this painting out. So I've done a little bit more on it. I think because of the way I work, it will be hard for you to see what I've done. I've added a little bit more white to the flowers. The inside of the flowers, I've just added a little bit of it's like a white and yellow, very thin wash over, and then a bit more to the hair. So I tend to work, I'll use acrylics and then make them quite thin. I use this matte medium, but any of the matte mediums would work really. I quite like the flat matte finish on my paintings, so that's why I use that. But also it will thin it out without making it too wet. You know, like with water, it'll just go too thin and too wet. So there you go, that's where we're at. Let me see if I can make that a bit bigger so we can see it all. At the moment, I'm going to probably leave that now for a while and then decide what I need to do, because if I start carrying on, I'll overwork it probably. Morning, it's Wednesday now, so it's been a few days past while I've been at work, and it's got colder. The rain stopped, but it's now very frosty, which I'll show you in a minute. The scarf will probably come off as the room warms up, but I can't have the heater on while I'm talking to you, so then it doesn't warm up. It's an exciting day for me anyway. I had a delivery. This is my envelopes for the cards that went on Etsy. So what I'm going to do today is brand them up, so you get to watch me do that. I'm going to have a look. I have got a little stamp which I can use, but I think that's a little bit boring, so I'm going to try and do some mini linos on it. I did design a little lino to go on the back of these books. Actually, I've got it here, but it didn't work because the books were too small for the thing. So I've got this little design here, and I'm going to see what that looks like on the envelopes. Words escape me. Let me show you the frost and then we'll get to work. Look how pretty it is. It's so pretty. But you can see it's quite cold out there today. It will warm up quite quick once the heating kicks in, so I'll do that now before we start printing. So let's open this box. Where have my scissors gone? Have a look, see what the envelopes look like. I mean, I suspect they're just going to look like envelopes, but it's always exciting to get new packaging. They look quite fancy. Yep, envelopes, that's exciting. But now let's make them pretty. Okay, so I've just got my setup, very basic, a little bit of Perspex. I've just got some water-based block printing ink at the moment, just because it's easy to clear up and it doesn't need to be oil-based for a bit of packaging. Roll it out. Not sure how well it will roll in this cold, but I'll give it a go. And then I've gone for quite a small roller. It's not the best quality, but it will definitely do the job that I need to do. And then I've got a selection of brayers. So the brayer is just the bit that you rub down with to make sure you get a good print. I have got this one, which I think is something to do with, this is a proper brayer and it's got some felt on it, but actually I find that it sticks a little bit. And I've got this one, which is something to do with pasta making. This is my favourite. Because I can get better pressure, or a wooden spoon. Lots of people just use the backs of wooden spoons, so we'll see which one works best in this instance. If I was printing an actual print, I would be a little bit more precise than I'm going to be with this. And also, because I'm printing onto that thick cardboard, I'm going to use quite a lot of ink. Whereas if I was printing onto paper, it would be a thinner roll with less ink, because otherwise it goes a bit splodgy, and it may well go a bit splodgy anyway. The design on this doesn't print brilliantly because I've done it a little bit too delicate, so the little bird itself doesn't print brilliantly, but I feel like for packaging you don't want anything too fancy, do you? You want it to be a bit rustic, she says. I've already got ink on the front of the envelope there, so that's great. I find it best to lay the envelopes on top of the lino rather than the other way around, but it's not as precise and I can't see where I've done it, so it's a little bit blind. So that I might end up doing it the other way around in a minute if this is properly wonky. Just make sure I get to all the edges and to the little birdie, which I don't think will print. Let's see what's happened, shall we? Oh, it's come out all right. There you go. So I'm going to do that for some more cards. So I've got a stash ready for, you know, those hundreds of orders that are going to start coming in a minute. Well, most of them came out quite good. Obviously there's some printing glitches, but that's mainly because you're printing through really thick cardboard rather than through paper. But yeah, it's come out quite nicely. I have had to put the detail in on the bird. That's because it is really fine. And I'll bring in a bit of lino and I'll show you. But it's almost too fine for the roller to pick up on because it's quite low. I also did a little bit of an error. I thought they were dry because I'd left them for about an hour. And normally with the water-based inks, they would easily dry in an hour. But I'd forgotten that it's blinking freezing, so they hadn't completely dried. And then I stacked them on top of each other, so some of them have got like a little bit of ink on the front. But I think we'll survive with that. So I'm quite pleased. I've only done 10 in anticipation of some orders, because if I don't get any orders, I don't want to do them all. And I've also tried out the envelopes, and I can only fit, I can only fit 4 cards in. Not anticipating big order numbers, but obviously if someone put in an order for more than 4, then I would have to come up with some different packaging. But I think for now that would absolutely be fine. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video, and I am going to head in and take some photos and upload some more stuff to my Etsy shop. Thank you to all those people that have already viewed it and visited the shop since it went live a couple of days ago, and also thank you to the people that watched the first video. I'm a bit shocked. I think nearly 70 people have watched it, which sounds quite lame saying it out loud, and 13 people have subscribed. Very exciting, thank you. I don't think I thought anyone would even look at it, and this afternoon I need to decide whether I'm going to be brave enough to share that I've done this with people that I know. So I'll let you know in the next video if I've done that, or whether I'm just going to keep it a little secret between ourselves. Have a lovely week, and I will see you. I'm going to start the next video. I'm going to try and upload weekly, so I'm going to start the next video on Saturday and upload that the week after, so you'll see the week previous. I'm rambling. See you later. Bye.